Good morning and welcome to this weekly market update from AGM Markets. Today is the 20th of August 2012. What we'll be doing today is going through some technical analysis on Euro Dollar, Cable, Dollar Swiss and Dollar Yen. Basically just trying to give some sort of a weekly outlook into the markets. Also have a little look at what happened last week. We're not going to make any trade calls or recommendations in this video. You trade at your own risk. If you could please read our full disclaimer on our website, www.agmmarkets.com. Also, for any new followers, we have 3 moving averages on each of these charts. The red one is a 55 simple moving average, the purple is a 100 simple moving average, and the gold is a 200. Okay, let's have a look at Euro Dollar. This is the daily chart, and the main sort of focus really here on this daily chart is this 55-day moving average. You can see it's capping the pair currently. We did have a false breakout there where we got the daily candlestick close and we came back down underneath, but now you can see it's reacting to the moving average a bit clearer here. But yeah, if we're going to get any sort of momentum towards the upside on this daily chart, then we need to get a clear daily candle close above this 55-day, which stands at around 1.2360, and then we've got this 100-day moving average up here at 1.2560. So 200 pips difference. Also on this chart, you can see we're still in this downtrend, and it's still playing out in terms of the technicals. You can also draw another trend line there. So you've got 2 there, that's probably more of a shorter term one. So you can see it, but we also, I mean, if you look at this 4-hour chart, if you flip to this 4-hour chart, we also have a lovely trend line support as well. So the technicals are playing out. I mean, this trend line support is a very technical one. You can see we've had 3 clear bounces. We tried breaking below around here, but then we've come back up in the daily candlestick. I mean, you see that candle there, it's not quite a reversal candle, but you can see the lower wicks. You can see the buyers, price came down below this trend line, and then the buyers came back up and produced a lower wick on that candle. And you can see the trend line is still in play. But yeah, if we go back to that daily, that's all I'm really focused on in terms of this daily chart. It looks like it wants to break out towards the upside, but would not be surprised if it got held. You can see we have those 2 trend line resistances and that 55-day moving average, so a lot of sort of confluence points there. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the shorter term time frames, if you're going to want to look at the 4-hour, it's the same sort of move really. I mean, on the 1 hour, is it that much? There's nothing. I mean, yeah, look at this actually around on the 1 hour. You can see we got this pop up from the trend line, and then you can see around here these sort of 3 moving averages clustering around on that 1 hour chart. So we've got the 55, 100 and 200 bar moving average, and that all supported that, and you can see we're really bouncing off of those key support levels. So it's all about the trend line resistance. Is that going to hold? Because then we really could see a pop here on the euro. Let's have a look at the cable chart. This is the daily again. What we spoke about in the sort of last few weeks videos, I think, was this key resistance here at around the 1.5750s. You see it's still capping on this cable chart, and you now see that the moving averages are now in play as well. I mean, the 200-day originally held around here on the left, but you can now see the 100-day is here as well, and it's actually crossing below the 200-day moving average. A lot of people will see that as a selling signal. Some people will, some people won't. I prefer to kind of look at the levels really. But yeah, in terms of this daily chart, it's all about this 157.50s. If we're going to get a break towards the upside, we need to get a clear daily candlestick close above that. But I mean, initially we need to get above these moving averages as well. So there's a lot of resistance around our own cable, similar to Euro as well. We've got that sort of confluence points there with the moving averages and the sort of resistance level. In terms of trend line support, we do have a kind of mini trend line support here, so it's kind of playing as a sort of triangular formation along with that resistance line. So if we're going to get a break to downside, we need to get a clear daily candlestick close below this trendline support, in my opinion. But no, it's quite a technical chart. I wouldn't really look at it in too much of a shorter term play. Always like to kind of keep the big picture in mind. So that daily chart is that is how I'd keep it set up currently in terms of moving in for the rest of the week. We keep it in terms of those sort of two support and resistance levels. Let's move to dollar Swiss. In terms of dollar Swiss, similar to you, well, I mean, as we've been spoken about for the last sort of few months, the euro dollar chart and dollar Swiss chart have been doing the complete opposite thing. Pretty much a mirror image. So on euro dollar we had that long trendline resistance, and surprise surprise we have a long trendline support. We also have we have two of them as well. Remember on that euro chart we had two trendline resistances. On dollar Swiss we have two trendline supports which are still in play. I should check in terms of the fibs. Is this a fib move here from his lows to highs? Yeah, kind of. From that sort of recent dip there. If we zoom in a bit, you can see that we've got a nice bounce off of the 50% level around here, which coincided with this trendline support. So you can see we've got we've got two trendline supports and a nice Fibonacci 50% retracement, which is holding currently. We had a lot of well, that spike there, that candle there, literally touched it to the pip, and we got a nice, well, not quite a good bounce up. You can see the next candle pops up after the good reversal, and now we're struggling to get some momentum. So we need to see the buyers come in at these two support levels, well, at the two trendline supports and the 50% preferably, if we're going to get any more bounce towards the upside. But no, it is a very technical chart, similar to euro. We're literally, it's pretty much just a mirror chart in my opinion. Let's move to dollar yen. It hasn't been too much of an interesting chart recently, but you now see that we're starting to get some sort of break towards the upside here. I think we spoke, was this a Fibonacci retracement from those lows to highs? I swear it was. No, it wasn't. Well, anyway, I mean, in terms of what's happened, you can see a clear sort of support level around here, which has got bought up. So around the sort of, well, just shy of the, well, pretty much the 78 handle was the key support. You can see in the middle of the chart here, we've got a good bounce there, and then around here, multiple bounces, and now we're starting to pop up. And we've made daily candlestick closes above these moving averages as well. And if you zoom in even more on this daily chart, you can see that the sort of current candle has come back down. We've got a nice little bounce off the 200-day moving average as well. So it looks like it wants to pop up to the upside now on dollar yen. The first sort of key resistance I'll be looking at was this sort of previous high around here, which is at the sort of 80s, 50s mark. But it looks like it could just chop in between that range. So it is pretty much all about that sort of 80, 57 mark. For me on this dollar yen daily chart. If you want to look for any sort of buying opportunities, which a lot of people will be looking at, then you could draw a fib. Most people will be drawing it from that recent dip there, but you could also, to be safer, if we get any sort of more a bigger retracement, then to be safer, go from those lows there to the highs. The 38.2 retracement comes in at just below the 79 handle. Okay, that's all done for the charts. Have a look at the Forex calendar, what we've got coming out this week. Quite a quiet week in terms of news. Let's flip the time over. I haven't changed it to British Summer Time, GMT. Yeah, so in terms of news, tomorrow at 9:30 UK time, we have the UK public sector net borrowing figures out. On Wednesday, some Canadian data at 1:30. We have the retail sales. 3 PM we have US existing home sales data, and at 7 PM on Wednesday we have an FOMC meeting minutes. Keep an eye out on that. That should be quite volatile as usual. On Thursday, Overnight, we have a Chinese HSBC flash manufacturing PMI, which is always a key indicator of sort of risk appetite, as it will affect euro dollar. At 8:30 a.m. Well, at 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9 o'clock, we have a lot of PMI numbers. You can see we've got French PMI, headline German flash manufacturing PMI, and Eurozone PMI data as well. So keep an eye on them. At 1:30, we have the weekly jobless claims forecast at 365k, previously was 366k. And at 3 p.m, we have some more US data. US new home sales figures. We're expecting an increase from the previous month's number of 350,000. And on Friday, headline data for the week really is the UK revised GDP quarter-on-quarter numbers forecast at minus 0.5%. Previously was minus the shocking minus 0.7% number that came out just before the Olympics. And to finish off the week in terms of headline high impact news, we have the US core durable goods orders numbers month on month forecast at plus 0.5% from the previously shocking numbers of minus 1.4%. Okay, and that's all for today. Hope you have a great week trading, and I'll catch you next Monday. Thanks for listening.